Kia ora whanau, you're here with me, the Māori Wargamer, and today we'll be playing Warhammer 40K Battle Report. Chur. Alright whanau, so welcome back to the Māori Wargamers Warhammer 40K Battle Reports, kicking off what is what I deem as the second season of my Battle Report series. We've got the Dark Eldar versus Chaos Space Marines, my Crimson Slaughter army. Dark Eldar pretty topical at the moment with their upcoming codex release. We've seen a lot of beautiful stuff in the previews there, and so we'll be very excited to show you the tricks of the codex when that comes out. Also, back and refreshed and recharged from a 2-week break, which we've got a lot done there. So as you can see, a Forgefiend newly acquired model. Got this beautiful set of Sector Mechanicus terrain, all painted up over our time away. New Hellions here, Succubus, Lamian, and a new set of racks as well. So, you know, always increasing the content, the quality, for you to give you the best looking battle reports that that money can buy. Which you get this for free anyway, so good stuff. Anyway, we've got the deployments all set up, playing the Scourge or the Scouring mission. Yeah, the Scouring. So we've got 6 objective markers here, here, one there, one here, one here, and one here, scattered across the battlefield. Got the superior marker here and the inferior marker here. That's going to be worth 1 victory point. That'll be worth 4, the rest are worth 2. So we're going to be gaining objective markers. We've got all the usual: First Blood, Slay the Warlord, Line Breaker, etc., etc. And we're getting ready to go. As you can see, the Crimson Slaughter deployed. Their side is looking a bit underwhelming at the moment here, but we should get through. They're heavily outnumbered. We've got 9 possessed locked in that bad boy, and a squad of Terminators ready to deep strike in this 50 power level battle, I forgot to mention, on the planet of Eos. So yeah, this season of battle reports going to go taking a narrative scope. So we're fighting on this Imperial Planet in the Ithaca System. There'll be a quick video at the end if you want to watch this to get a brief summary of what this is about. I just want to tie in the narrative a bit stronger, inspired by things like many Wargaming's narrative campaigns, and also like the Fate of Connor, the Warhammer campaigns that they run from time to time. So these battles that you see are going to be have actual meaning. We're going to be fighting to take control of the planet for Chaos, for Imperium, or for Xenos. So yeah. Enough rambling. That's been a pretty long introduction. We're going to get straight into it. But before we do that, we'll take a closer look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. Leading the Crimson Slaughter today, we have a patrol detachment led by a Terminator Sorcerer with a Combi Bolter and a 4-staff. 5-man Chaos Space Marine squad with a Heavy Bolter and a Sergeant with a Power Maul. 5-man Chaos Terminator squad with a Combi Flamer, a Combi Melter, a Reaper Autocannon, and a Sergeant with a Power Maul. We've got Chain Power Fists or Chain Fists as well. A 9-man Possessed squad with, I think they're Horrifying Mutations as their weapon. Forgefiend with 2 Hades Autocannons. And a Chaos Rhino with Havoc Missile Launcher and Stormbolter. Alright, and leading the Dark Eldar, a patrol detachment, led by an Archon with a Splinter Pistol and a Husk Blade, and a Succubus with a Splinter Pistol and an Archite Glaive. We have Lamian with a Splinter Pistol and a Shamishi Blade. They love the funky pronunciation for Dark Eldar. 20 Cavalite Warriors, 1 10-man squad and 2 5-man squads, with Splinter Rifles, Splinter Cannons, Agonizers, a whole mix and match of deadly weapons. 5-man squad of Racks with a liquefier gun and 4 homunculus tools. 5-man scourge squad with 4 shard carbines, 1 shard pistol or splinter pistol, something like that, and dark light grenades. A 5-man Hellion squad with splinter pods and hellblades. 3 Reavers with a Reaver jet bike that has a splinter rifle and blade vanes. A Venom with a twin splinter rifle, splinter cannon and blade vanes. And a Raider equipped with a dark lance and blade vanes. Alright, finally, so end of movement phase for the Crimson Slaughter on turn 1. Rhino's rocketing up this road. Packed with the Possessed in here, ready to chop up in some close combat. Forgefiend standing still behind cover. Well, actually, I don't know if it is in cover, he's pretty visible. But ready to chop up with those big auto cannons. The 5 Marines here climbed up onto the platform and securing Objective 3 and Objective 4, which I've got. Also, made a big risky gamble, and I'll deep struck the Terminators in as well as the Sorcerer, or behind enemy lines. Look at that. Yikes. Emperor Protect, or the Chaos Gods Protect. Terminator armor come through. Yeah, then we're gonna chop and charge, but we're gonna go into the this is like 24 points of 24 power level. So this is a big chunk of the army down here in the heat of battle. We're going to go into the psychic phase and see some funky stuff going off. Alright, so we successfully smited off 2 wounds here, and he's going to cast another power using the Weaver of Fates. Has a warp value of 6. He's going to cast it onto the Terminators here to increase their invulnerable saves. So that went off on an 8. So they've got a 4-up invulnerable save until the next psychic phase. The mighty Forgefiend, fueled by demonic energies, unleashes a volley of devastating demonic fire into the Reaver jet bikes. Oh, and shreds the Eldar jet bikes to smithereens, gaining first blood for the Crimson Slaughter. Alright, fine, it's the end of the shooting phase for the Crimson Slaughter on turn 1. Forgefiend demolished a 3-man squad of Reaver jet bikes. These guys here have moved in advance just into cover out of sight here. This Rhino with the packing to Possessed has just shot off some smoke launchers, so -1 to hit for the Dark Eldar. And over here we took off another wound off the Succubus. We took out 3 of these Cabalite warriors, so only 2 left remaining. We're going to go into a charge against them. So let's see how that goes off. Come back to you. So we've got a 9-inch charge from these Terminators. They've missed, she's failed her Overwatch. Oh, they've failed that. And yeah, that's just going to end the turn. So end of the turn for the Crimson Slaughter. Got first blood. My opponent's down to 1 command point. So things are pretty spicy. Let's see if they can weather the storm, the upcoming storm. Certainly that's coming their way as we go into Dark Eldar on turn 1. Alright, so end of the movement phase for the Dark Eldar on turn 1. These guys rocketing over, the Racks deep striking in. Venom moved over. Oh, even this thing. Shit. And the Scourges deep struck from this side. Oh, this is going to be either the quickest game or the shortest game. But the quickest game, depending on how this goes out. Can the Terminators, with their tactical dreadnought armor, can the power of the Dark Gods keep them alive against an insane assault? It's going to be a whole turn of gunfire and then assaults if they survive that. So I'm pretty scared here. But we've got the 4-up invulnerables here. We're going to keep them alive. we'll see how it goes as we go into the shooting phase. First of the storm. The 5 Hellions fired 10 shots. We landed 2 wounds. So 2 2-up saves. Oh, yeah. Round 1. Second storm into the Terminators from the Venom. It's landed 5 wounds onto them. So 5 2-up saves. Come on. Yeah, baby. Terminator armor for days. Alright, next part of the wave. The 5 Cabalites inside the Venom have fired their splinter rifles, landing 5 wounds. Another 5 2-up saves. Come on. Oh. Alright, I'm going to use a command point to reroll 1. Oh, and it still failed. That's going to kill the Terminator. 4 remaining Terminators just got hit by the Dark Lance here. So that's a 4-up invulnerable save. Oh, yes! Okay, so the Terminator survived the Dark Lance. Now the 10 Cabalites aboard have landed 4 more wounds onto the Terminators. 4 2-up saves. Oh, shit. Alright, so we're down to 3 more Terminators left. These guys are firing in now. Landed 2 wounds, so 2 2-ups. Oh, shit. Another one. He just takes a wound. Still going. So the mighty Terminators lost two Terminators in that turn of the shooting. That's the end of the shooting. We will weather the storm. I know if anything, we've distracted them for 1 turn, although they've got speed, so they can move anywhere pretty much after this. Now we're going to charge. So yeah, we're going to see some more pain coming our way. Alright, so the most action-packed turn mine you've ever seen on YouTube there, whānau. Venom, Hellions, Scourges, all landed successful charges into the Terminators. I've only got 1 command point left, so I can't use my strategy to interrupt. Keep the Terminator alive. So we're going into some combats now. Start with the Hellions. Alright, so Hellions landed 3 successful wounds onto the Terminators. They're dealing 2 damage apiece if they land. So we've got a 2-up Terminator save. Yes! Yes! Scourges landed 3 more successful wounds, 3 more 2-up saves. Oh, shit. This does one way. I'm going to use my last command point. I've got no command points left. Was saving it for Demon Forge again. Yes. Alright, whānau, so that is the end of the Dark Eldar turn on turn 1. They took out 2 Terminators. Very costly. At the cost of pretty much taking the whole turn to do it. All the units. We survived. Now we're going to get to attack back for the Emperor. So we're going to watch these combats unfold. And then go on to Crimson Slaughter on turn 2. Right, so end of movement phase for the Crimson Slaughter on turn 2. These guys are moving forward. They guys stay still. Rhinos moved forward. Another 12. Possess still embarked on there. These guys have stayed locked in combat. I figured I was going to move them out so we could smite. But not worth. They're going to keep them bubble wrapped. They got rid of the 4 Hellions in combat though, so we should be able to get rid of these Scourges as well and get back into it. So we're going to go into the shooting phase. What little shooting phase we can do, and this should be a quick turn. Right, whānau, so end of shooting phase for Crimson Slaughter on turn 2. And the table's looking really empty for the Crimson Slaughter, but we managed to take deal 6 wounds onto the Raider here. Got 4 more remaining. We took out the 2 Cabalites that were in this building, so that's another unit gone. The Forgefiend has again unleashed Gatling fire hell into the Raider. These guys still locked safely in combat. It's a pretty risky time. It can be anyone's game. The Rhino's landed a successful charge onto the thing, didn't get any Overwatch hits, so we're going to come back with that combat, and this combat here, and that'll be the end of Crimson Slaughter for turn 2. Right, fine, so we're in the midst of the combats. Rhino did nothing, but really I just wanted to get him an extra boost in movement, which is great. So now the door's right there into the last little bit of Eldar. The two Terminators here ended up landing, got 2 attacks on them and ended up blowing it up with a Power Fist, 2 Power Fist attacks. So beautiful, and we're just rolling now to see if that's going to blow up on a 6. Oh, that's cocked, another one. It doesn't blow up. Alright, so with the destruction of the Venom, my opponent's going to disembark and rolls 5 dice, and on a 1, the guy's dead. No one's lame. Alright, fine, and that is the end of Crimson Slaughter on turn 2. Took out 1 Scourge with the Terminator Sorcerer. Yeah, it was looking pretty overwhelming, but now we've kind of really thinned things out. Here we have, eh? Well, I mean, yeah, objectives are still here that we are fighting over. At the moment I've got 2, my opponent's got 1. Yeah, superior, 1 there, inferior. So yeah, going to be interesting. They're going to get some attacks back. We'll just summarise that as we go into Dark Eldar on turn 2. So in the movement phase for the Dark Eldar on turn 2. Yeah, see we're hugging this. Oh, see that guy sneaky under there. We're hugging this side of the board. We've been here for like pretty much all the game. These guys are staying in combat with them. The time up so they can't overwatch back. This guy, is he falling out? Or he can't do anything if he doesn't, except combat with that. So it'll fall back. It can shoot, but the guys embarked can't shoot. So yeah, they're all preparing to get the last of their army, which is like, we'll just quickly fly over the table. That is the casualties there, and these are my casualties. These are all still to come on the board as well. So that is the damage that we're at. They're throwing everything they can to bring these guys down to their last legs. So we'll see how they go as we go into their shooting phase. Alright, fine. So shooting phase for Dark Eldar, they got nothing, no hits at all. Raider took a shot, the Cavalites took a shot, nothing landed. And that's what we're looking at as we go into the fight phase on turn 2 for Dark Eldar. They have really thrown every single thing they've got into getting rid of these Terminators. It's admirable effort, but I feel like they've done what I wanted them to do anyway by tying up the combat. So it's beautiful, and we're going to go see if the Terminators can weather one more turn. Alright, so end of Dark Eldar on turn 2. Took out 1 more Terminator, wounded the Sorcerer, but yeah, that fight is still going. Nothing else is happening on the battlefield in terms of objectives. We've got 1 captured here by the Archon, to my 1 here and 1 here, and 2 empty here. So yeah, things are still spicing up. Going into Crimson Slaughter on turn 3. Let's see if we can get a resolution here. Right, for the start of the Crimson Slaughter on turn 3, I've attempted to fall back with the Sorcerer, but the Succubus has an ability where I need to roll off to see if I can do that. So, rolling off against my opponent, 6, 5. Get the F out of here. I'm the mighty Sorcerer of the Crimson Slaughter, lady. I'm going to fall back and smite you to death. Yeah! Alright, fine, so end of movement phase for the Crimson Slaughter on turn 3. Chaos Space Marines haven't done much, they're staying still. Forgefiend is staying still. He's still in, can gun down the radar over there, flying over. He's successfully fall out of combat with 4 wounds remaining. The possessed have disembarked. Was deciding whether I should put him in against the Archon, but that's one guy versus this lot. So that's going to be a big, massive combat going down there. And yeah, that's what the truck that is. That's like 9 points there. That's what this has come down to. The demonic possessed of the Crimson Slaughter are now unleashed to reap slaughter against the Dark Eldar. And I think that's going to be actually a good photo right there. The Raider, the Rhino has moved back over here. So take a look at that Raider. So yeah, we're going to go into shooting phase. Got a couple of units that can shoot. And then it's going to go on to what you really want to see, this beautiful, glorious combat. Alright, so Psychic Phase, the Sorcerer smited into the Archon, and he's landed 10, so that's D6 mortal wounds coming in hot. Oh, 2! Right, so shooting phase for the Crimson Slaughter, we've got nothing happening. Those guys over there are 2 out of reach. And Rhino here did nothing. So we're just going to charge the possessed in against the Soulless mob here. 10, easy. Okay, so launch the multi-charge here. We've got 3 into the Racks, 3 into Cabalites, 3 into the Scourges. They get D3 attacks each fight phase. Oh, 1. Shit, lame. Alright, so in the movement phase for the Dark Eldar, Archon's moved out of his corner. This combat here, when they all fought back, got nothing, absolutely nothing. Raiders moved forward as well. So we're going into probably no shooting to be done, probably just this one, and then wrap this up. Alright, so end of the shooting, end of everything pretty much. Archon dealt 2 wounds to the Sorcerer, and he's charged successfully into combat. Let's hopefully see an end of the longest combat you've ever seen. Started off cool, it's kind of dragging on now. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Long game. Alright, end of Eldar on turn 3. Archon took Slay the Warlord by killing off the Sorcerer Lord pretty easily. This combat is getting thinner and thinner. We managed to get some more hits off. Took out a lot. Took out quite a lot. So yeah, we're coming into turn 4. We're going to wrap up the game. Not a lot of action elsewhere on the field, as you can see. Yeah, it's coming to the end. See a Crimson Slaughter victory. Come back as we go into the turn. Crimson Slaughter on turn 4. Right, so turn 4 there, Whānau will move the Rhino onto this objective here. Stone providing a good bit of cover from that way. Forgefiend has moved out of that little hole that it's been hiding in all game. Hoping to finish off this wounded Raider. And we're going to go straight into these combats. So do the shooting here and go finish off this combat. Alright, so end of Crimson Slaughter on turn 4 of a game that started at 10:30 and it's now 1 o'clock. So that is 11:30, 12:30. Oh, 2.5 hours, not too bad. We've got 3 racks left, 1 Lamian left. And going into, yeah, Forgefiend's moved off his objectives. So just a quick summary, we've got 2 points here, 2 points there, 4. I've got First Blood, so that puts me onto 5 points. My opponent's got Slay the Warlord, and 1 objective, so he's on 3. So I'm on 5 to 3. Coming into Dark Eldar on turn 4. End of the Dark Eldar on turn 4. Archon's moved back into this corner here. Raiders moved over here for some reason, not sure what he's up to. And combat's drawn on again, lost a Terminator, and we killed La Mayan. So going into turn 5 now. Final turn. Currently the score is 5-3, and we'll see what's going to happen as we go to end game. Alright, finally, so end of turn 4 for Crimson Slaughter. Finally, that combat is over after 4 turns of hard fighting. This guy here is going to get promoted to Terminator Champion, Terminator Lord, maybe. Yeah, after this game. Here it's end game, so this guy just staying still here, did nothing. He's moved back onto the objective. So currently 2, 4, 6, 7 from First Blood to 2 and 1, so 3, so 7-3. As we go into Dark Eldar, last turn and probably last turn of the game. Thanks for tuning in with me there, Whānau. We are almost done. We're going into it. Alright, Whānau, and that is the end of the game. Crimson Slaughter versus Dark Eldar on the Imperial Planet of Eos in the Ithaca System. The scouring has been completed, with the score being 8, because we've just got line breaker there. So 8-3. Yeah, what a game. Long game. But a good game back. And look at the table, looks absolutely beautiful. Made a bustling Imperial city here, the jewel of the Ithaca System, if you will. But yeah, a long game, and it was just thanks to the resilience of the Terminators. Hey, in the end, all my opponent just managed to kill 4 Terminators and my Sorcerer, and everything else got to go through unopposed. I took a big risk dropping them there, and it kind of paid off. They lasted longer than anyone expected them to last. Eldar are quick and speedy, so I think my opponent didn't maximize on that. Like he's got he got the combat drugs to give plus the movement, so he could have got his bikes up here, scourges up there, the spread all over the field instead of going into that one spot. So I baited him, and he took the bait. And yeah, that wraps up the game. So this campaign here, the Crimson Slaughter and Dark Eldar fighting over who gets to attack the planet, and the Eldar have lost this first skirmish. So they're going to regroup. It's not over. The battle may be won, but the war is not yet over. How long can they escape the attention or distract the Imperial forces? Who knows? But anyway, we're coming back to you next week with mission number 2 of this campaign. First campaign of season 2. It's good to be back, Whānau. I've missed you. I know you've missed me. But I know you've been enjoying the other content we've had in the meantime. The Kill Team games were a moderate success. Got more views than I was expecting. So appreciate that. Appreciate all your efforts and watching the games, enjoying the games. They're all done for you as always. So tune in, like it up, and yeah, actually, I'm just going to do a little pop-up bubble video on here just to link to the just a little quick sit and talk, just detailing my aims and kind of the narrative flow of the second season. So if you're interested in the story rather than just models, plastic models on the field, if you're interested in a bit of craft and story time, well, I've got something special for you there. Not great production values, but hey, it's good to entertain you anyway. So click on that video and get more information on the Ithaca System campaign, the Battle for Ithaca, and make sure you're tuning in next week again where we see Revenge Round 2. I am the maoriwargamer once again, Whānau. Thanks for watching. Ka kite, anō.